Peace and welcome to another episode of Ron's Library and Ideas. This is Ron, and today we're going to be continuing in Satan, an autobiography by Yehuda Berg. And this is chapter 16, test number 7. Can you keep the peace with me breathing down your neck? I like to stir the pot. That's how I operate. When I am the chef, you can bet that the kitchen will get hot. If you leave me to call the shots, you will know that I'll be injecting my special recipe of jealousy, judgment, and envy. But I won't stop there. I'm even more effective if I can cause you to sabotage and judge yourself in the same way. So, the test for you is to stop me before I start stirring up trouble. If you think you are up to the challenge, you'll definitely need some tools. Ever heard of a truth serum? When a person swallows it, he or she becomes powerless to hold back the truth. Your first tool is to seek this serum. If you want to oust me, you have to become a die-hard truth seeker. Rab Ashlag, one of my toughest adversaries, I might add, was just such a man. Rab Ashlag was a 20th century Kabbalist, someone who learned to recognize the illusions of the material world and the truth beneath my ploys. Revealing the truth starts with asking questions, and that is precisely what Rab Ashlag did. For every one answer he received, he asked 15 more questions. The truth was paramount for him, as it should be for you. But most people find it a lot easier to judge than to search for the truth. Passing judgment on others doesn't seem nearly as scary as discovering what is really going on beneath the surface. But if your goal is a life of joy and fulfillment, the path starts with discovering the truth. This means being honest with others and yourself. It also means that you've got to learn to put a muzzle on me. The next step requires a shift in consciousness, moving from self-interest to having the best intentions for others in your heart. When you intend the best for others, you are bringing light into the lives of others. Aaron, Moses' brother, was a champ at this. As hard as I would work to undo people's most cherished relationships, he would build bridges between the two souls in conflict. We're talking about a man who would seek out troubled relationships in order to bring the two people together again. He was a schemer, but one like no other. He was the master of conflict resolution before the term was even coined. This was a man who always knew the right way to turn darkness into light. Husband and wife. Let's look at the sacred peace between a husband and a wife, because this relationship is vital to the flow of light in the universe. Its peace should never be shattered by another. I might tempt you in any number of ways, but when you allow me to break the peace of your marriage, you're opening the floodgates to darkness in your life and in the lives of others. God's a pro at keeping the peace. Take, for instance, the time in the Bible story when the angels delivered the news to Sarah that she's having a child. She laughed out loud, commenting on her husband Abraham and how he was too old to give her a child. Ever the diplomat, God did not reveal this tidbit to Abraham when speaking with him later. God simply said that Sarah had made it clear that she wasn't able to have children. The Creator understood that Sarah's comment might hurt Abraham's feelings and cause a rift between husband and wife, so the Creator just edited it out. Going to war for peace. The final step of your peace mission might sound like pure paradox, but, as we've seen, such is the nature of the universe. You need to be willing to go to war to achieve peace. Now, as much as I like to see hand-to-hand combat, I'm not talking about a physical war between soldiers. I'm talking about the war within. You must be willing to fight to the death against me and every negative emotion I elicit. Consider a man who knows that his marriage is on the rocks. He must be willing to fight for his marriage, to bring every ounce of light he can into the marriage in order to save it. That is what I meant by being willing to go to war for peace. So the sooner you come to terms with the fact that this is indeed a battle to the death, the sooner I can exit stage right. Are you willing to go to war and confront all the demons that I bring to the table in order to find lasting, abiding peace for yourself and for the rest of the world? Think long and hard about this answer, because your entire future hangs in a balance. All right, that brings us to the end of this chapter. And if this is your first time tuning in, keep in mind that this book is not about glorifying Satan in any way, but it is about giving you information about him and his tactics and what exactly Satan is. And they tell us at the very beginning of the book that Satan is your ego, the adversary. That's the false person or the false voice in your head that makes it seem like you are separate from everything else, that we're not all down here connected to one another in some type of way. So when he said that you have to take a truth serum in order to be able to pass this version of the test, I understand what he's saying. Now, how many of us are lying to ourselves about any number of things? It's bad enough that we get lied to in the media about what's really going on. But the worst person for you to lie to is yourself. And that's something that takes some work. You got to get to that point to where you can be honest with yourself. And then that honesty, having that honesty with yourself will free you from a lot of stress that'll come about in your life, especially that stress of thinking or caring about what others people are going to say about you and how you go about your life. Another important key thing that I think he said in this chapter was when he was talking about the sacredness of marriage and keeping peace in your marriage. Now, I myself am not married. Currently, I'm engaged. But I must say, this relationship that I have with my fiance has been one of the most peaceful relationships that I have ever had. But there's also been some tough conversations, as she is very honest with me when it comes to what she's feeling in herself and what she sees in me. And sometimes those things are hard to hear because I'm not perfect. I have my flaws. And this is one of those instances where I say, it's bad to lie to yourself. Or maybe it's not lying if you just haven't even thought about it. You rather put that thought to the background. But when you have a significant other who cares about you, they're able to see your shortcomings in a way that you won't be able to. And then after they point it out, it's up to you to change that for the better. But again, that goes back to being able to be honest with yourself. And as long as you have that peace in your relationship, there's no telling the type of accomplishments you can achieve, the goals you can accomplish when you have that peace, because y'all be working in tandem. But thank you guys for listening. This was a pretty short chapter. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Share this video with someone who you think can use it. And hit that like button for me. It's really helping this channel grow, and I appreciate all of you who are new and who are coming back. Thank you. All right, I'll see y'all in the next episode of Ron's Library and Ideas. Peace.